750 out of 900. That is a terrifying number if you really stop to think about it.
It is. That's roughly 83% just to pass. But here's the thing. Most people looking at the CompTIA Security Plus exam think that number is just a measure of how many facts they've memorized. Like, do I know my ports? Do I know my protocols?
But it's not just a memory test, is it?
Not even close. The latest version, the SY0701, is actually a game of strategy. You can memorize every textbook in the world, but if you don't understand the structure of the exam, you're walking into a trap. It's like knowing how to play chess, but not realizing you're on a timer.
And a tight timer at that. We're talking 90 minutes for up to 90 questions.
Exactly. That's the golden ratio. 1 minute per question. But that's deceptive, because not all questions are created equal. If you spend 1 minute on every single question, you will fail.
Because of the performance-based questions, right? The infamous PBQs.
The PBQs, exactly. These are the beasts of the exam. They aren't just pick A, B, or C. These are simulations. You're dropped into a virtual environment. Maybe you're configuring a firewall, analyzing a suspicious log, or setting up a secure network.
So it's essentially role-playing a bad day at the office.
Laughs. That is a perfect way to put it. A bad day at the office and the clock is ticking. And here's the kicker. When you are in those simulation questions, the exam timer often disappears from the screen.
Wait, seriously? It vanishes.
In many interface setups, yes, you lose track of the countdown, and because these questions appear right at the start of the exam, candidates often get sucked in. They spend 20, maybe 30 minutes trying to perfect a firewall rule. By the time they look up, they've burned a third of their time on 5 questions, with 80 more to go.
That sounds like a psychological trap. So what's the play? If they show up first, do you tackle them first?
Absolutely not. The best strategy is completely counterintuitive. You need to skip them.
Just walk past the biggest obstacles?
Flag them and move on. Think of it like a heist movie. You don't try to crack the main vault while the guards are still patrolling. You clear the path first. Go do the multiple choice questions. Those are your rapid fire points. Get some momentum, get some confidence, and bank that time. Then, with 30 or 40 minutes left, you circle back to the PBQs.
That makes sense. It's about energy management as much as time management. But let's talk about the multiple choice section for a second. You mentioned earlier that even those can be tricky.
They are. CompTIA loves to test your reading comprehension as much as your technical skills. You'll see capitalized words like best, most, or least.
Ah, the classic, all of these answers are technically right, but which one is the most right situation?
Precisely. It's frustrating. You might see 4 valid security solutions, but the question asks which one is the best for a specific scenario. Say, a low-budget startup versus a government facility. If you skim the text, you'll pick the enterprise answer for the budget question, and you'll be wrong.
It forces you to think like a manager, not just a technician.
That's the philosophy behind it. Security isn't black and white. It's about trade-offs. And honestly, that's why the scoring is so weird. It's on that scale of 100 to 900, but CompTIA keeps the algorithm a secret. We know PBQs are weighted heavily, and we know you can get partial credit on them.
So never leave a simulation blank?
Never. Even if you only know how to configure half the router, do it. That partial credit could be the difference between a 740 and that passing 750.
It seems like the preparation for this needs to look very different from standard studying. You can't just read flashcards on the bus.
No, you have to train like an athlete. You need to take practice exams under actual time pressure. If you're studying a specific domain, say threats and vulnerabilities, which is 22% of the exam, don't just read it. Set a timer. Force yourself to answer 20 questions in 20 minutes.
Build the muscle memory of stress.
Exactly. Because in the real world, when a server is breached, you don't have 3 hours to flip through a manual. You have to make a decision now. The exam is trying to simulate that pressure cooker.
That's a really interesting perspective. We usually complain about standardized tests being unrealistic, but in this case, The stress is the realism.
It is. The exam is testing two things. Do you know the tech? And can you keep your head when the house is on fire?
So, to wrap this up, if you had to give one piece of advice to someone walking into the testing center tomorrow, what is it?
Don't let the exam dictate your pace. You are in control of the clock. Skip the hard stuff, grab the easy points, and save the heavy lifting for the end. It's 90 minutes of focus for a certification that validates you can handle the heat.
Control the clock, or the clock controls you.
That's the bottom line.
A powerful place to stop. Good luck to everyone studying out there. It's a beast, but it's beatable.
You've got this. Just keep an eye on that timer.